Tony Buttino graduated from Ithaca College in 1959. After volunteering at the public television station WNED, he was hired as a cameraman and began a 40-year career that shaped instructional television as we know it today.
We did a lot of shows. We did German, French, Spanish in the morning. In the afternoon, we did speech with Sister Rayfield. We used a lot of volunteers. I remember using volunteers. In fact, when they hired me, they put me in charge of volunteers. And that's how I met this very pretty and lovely Suzanne Novelli. And I scheduled her quite a bit, and 2 years later we were married. I was making like $65 a week. And in those days, everything was live, so there was some tension there. I mean, you're going on live. I remember doing one of the educational programs, and it was supposed to be a 15-minute program. The teacher ended after 7 minutes. So, you know, when in doubt, fade to black kind of thing, you know. I remember you used to use cameras that didn't have all zoom lenses. You racked the lens. You didn't want to see the lens rack on the air, which you did see. I mean, the director caught it. You were changing the lens, and there it was, this thing spinning around, and then the focus and everything else going on. So that was live television.
In 1965, Tony was promoted to coordinator of instructional TV and began his new career marketing TV as a learning tool.
I met Tony Buttino when I was a graduate student at the University of Buffalo, and from that moment onward we had worked together, and we did work together for 20 years. And he is a phenomenal individual, and he is the embodiment of public media's commitment and deep mission for education. One of the things that Tony worked on was a nationwide campaign called Television is for Learning. And he built it here in Buffalo and then also shared it with other stations around the country. And it's because of that Television is for Learning campaign that he got dubbed the father of instructional television.
In 1977, Tony put an emphasis on beginning readers and partnering with local libraries and school systems addressed the summer loss phenomenon. In the summer of 1978, he began broadcasting Studio C, a series that incorporated actual show scripts that young readers could read along with. Even though the response was low, the libraries felt the project had potential. In the succeeding 2 summers, with the help of the Buffalo Public Schools, Tony broadcast a series called Ride the Reading Rocket. And in 1981 and 82, the station packaged its own television library club, hosted by Mr. McFeely of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. During this time, Tony began designing a format for his dream show, a show with a nationally known host that would treat reading as a new experience for children whenever they opened a book. A show that would consist of good children's literature and book reviews by peers, but mostly a show that would motivate youngsters to read and enjoy reading. A show that would become the Reading Rainbow.
As the great philosopher Yogi Berra would say, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. So we had one of those forks was the opportunity to get a partnership with Great Plains National, which was a distributor for Ride the Reading Rocket. They came to Buffalo while we were doing this project, and Mike Collins, our president, was the architect of a new venture with Great Plains National. They helped with our funding. So a lot of credit to Mike for kind of like the big picture of this whole project. So then we got the pilot, and I tracked down actually the producer, associate producer of Studio C was in New York City. So I got in touch with her, presented the Reading Rainbow project. She loved it, and she had a lot of contact. I remember one thing. I remember drafting the original idea for the pilot and the series. I wanted to host, kind of like Mr. Rogers, someone, I remember writing down, someone your parents would buy a used car from. They contacted LeVar Burton, who, as we found out, was an excellent host of the series for 26 years. And after doing a number of kids' book reviews in Buffalo, initially, we moved the entire series production to New York City.
When you think about Reading Rainbow as a children's television series, it was really phenomenal because it was doing something very rare. It was combining television and books to motivate children to read. And sometimes the idea of television and books working together doesn't seem natural to people, but Tony essentially, hit it out of the park with the Reading Rainbow concept. It's really important to know that he's received like 5 Emmys himself for being the co-executive producer of Reading Rainbow.
I think that the kids are, I mean, they're so important in our lives. And the thing about Reading Rainbow was that there was a problem. Kids weren't reading over the summer. And I'm not an educator, but I'm a parent. I felt, well, there's something wrong here, and there's a problem. Maybe television can help solve the problem. So we looked into it, and we started doing it with a lot of good people. And we all came together. It was amazing. It was really nice that the people of Buffalo, librarians, television, you kidding me? At that time, back in 1977. So I think making kids feel important, teaching them something, edutainment, and that was, you know, kind of like a mission throughout my life here.
Hey, congratulations, Tony, on your induction to the Buffalo Broadcasters Hall of Fame. We are so proud of you. But you've been blessed, and you've blessed us. When I think about your contributions to the marketplace and to this area, it comes down to Reading Rainbow. You created it, you discovered it, and it's been on the air for 35 years, and it's coming back as an app thanks to your commitment and passion. Also, all that you do within this community, working with nonprofits and your family, have also been a great blessing to our area. So again, congratulations from your family at WNED and WBFO.
The Buffalo Broadcasters are proud to induct the father of instructional television, Tony Buttino, into the 2014 class of the Buffalo Broadcasters Hall of Fame.